Now that I have two characters, I think I can probably
I'll see what I can find.
go into the temple and be a little bit better prepared. Instead of trying solo, which didn't work out too well last time.
Hello.
Orton nods at you in greeting, cradling his injured arm. You've returned. Find anything? Still looking. Remember, there are some hidden chambers in this place. Trick sconces, that kind of thing. Best keep an eye out. Alright. I think I've made it pretty good progress. I don't really remember where I left off, honestly.
A blade in the dark.
I think I was on the second floor. And that's where I was kind of getting killed quite a bit. Trying to go over some of the controls again just to spark my memory. I figured out that puzzle. And then I went downstairs. So I think that's where I am now.
Lava will be on seek.
Oh yeah. That's gonna be easier. With the magician.
Lava will be on seek. Lava will be on seek.
No prisoner!
Feeling the strain.
Oh shit.
There's a pick, there's a way. It's finished.
Let's see.
They won't see me coming.
Curses! I shall deal with this one. Let's have it out!
Bring them down!
Alright, I mean, come on. How many things are trapped in this? Of course it's trapped.
Oh, that taxed my limit.
No prisoners!
Curses!
Come on.
Ah! Curse your eyes!
And then we're gonna get stunned. I gotta figure out how to use these characters properly.
Lavaru, be on seek! Lava will be on seek!
It's finished.
Lava will be on seek! Lava will be on seek! I shall deal with this one. Indeed. Let's... Curses!
Just a little blood.
Alright. So, before we do that... let's rest. I don't want to fight this dude. The spirit.
Lava will be on seek! Lava will be on seek!
So I need to edit. Let's do this. Inventory of will. Set there. Check down here. Set into attack. Go to Aloth.
Lava will be on seek!
Feel like maybe not a good idea.
Lava will be on seek! I shall deal with this one.
It is not within our natures to forgive. Those who seek redemption seek a long and winding path, a road which takes us down into the very hollows of our soul and asks us to reflect upon the fractured aspects of ourselves.
Keeping an eye out. I'll see it done.
So these are all the same. There's no overly strong one. So arcane bolt, arcane assault.
These ones are in for a walloping! Lavaru, be on seek!
Friendly fire. That's amazing. I might have just screwed myself if I had no idea that there was friendly fire.
Let's have it out! Won't show 'em the wind feather yet!
God. This game likes to be difficult, evidently. I'm assuming that Aloth cannot use spells every encounter. It's per rest, maybe. Let's see.
Lavaru, be on seek! Lavaru, be on seek! Curses! Lavaru, be on seek!
Bring them down!
They can stun so easily.
I'll see it done.
I'll have it in no time.
Alright. Crumpled note. This letter is fairly intact, though the parchment itself has been crumpled. Jester, I know that the temple baths both grace healing properties and that your back ails you still. Still, I would ask that if you are to indulge for the greater part of the day, you give over your key to the sanctum to someone else for safekeeping. This is not the first time we have been forced to wait to perform the day's rites. The Rectic Obrica is often too far below to hear our knocking. Elosian prayer. And the sun shall break through the darkness, and the new dawn arriving with the rebirth of the day. Rejoice, all ye who dwelleth in the shadow, who are broken and beaten. The winter soon comes to an end. Spring shall rise, bringing light and life to the world. Radiant light, radiant life, and thy soul shall find the warmth in his arms. All creatures bask in his glory, the rays of his countenance bathe the world, bringing to the end of night, ushering in the day. Kneel before him and wonder at his benevolence, feel the warmth of his radiant presence. If thou art broken, he shall make thee whole. If thou art darkness, he shall bring thee to the light. If thou art sinful, thou shalt be reborn. If thou art cold, his warmth shall bolster thee. How canst I, so lowly and worn, speak words of proper adulation? Thine eyes, who gaze sees the sin in me, yet still shows love. Thine hands, who grip pulls me out of darkness. Thine ears, listening to my every prayer. Thine heart bringeth the dawn, giving me warmth when I am raw. Elothus, light of spring, sun of world, thou givest me life and purpose. If thine heart be black, if thine intention be impure, thy life is forfeit. For he has seen, he can see, he will see. Nothing is hidden from his glory. His light touches every corner of the world, nothing is hidden from his sight. If thou doest thy work in the dark, if thou wouldst keep thine actions hidden, thou shalt be burned in the sun of the new dawn. Day comes soon, prepare for the dawn, nothing is hidden from his reach. Weird. Wow, that one's a little bit too long. I'm sure it's interesting.
A blade in the dark.
A blade in the dark. Alright. Oh, it's flooded, as you know. Alright, so this is where I got wrecked last time.
Keeping an eye out.
Indeed.
Curse your eye!
God damn. Ugh. Miss. This is so infuriating. Even one-handed weapons. This is another thing. God bless America.
I shall.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Lava will be on seek. Lava.
Really, 2 damage.
Lava will be on seek.
Curse your eyes!
Fucking shit.
No prisoners!
Alright. The real test. How many times will I miss? I'm gonna end up dying here. Jesus Christ. Oh my god. I mean, come on. This is the first fucking dungeon. Thank you. Like, it's unreal. Like, I understand making the game hard, but come on.
Lava will be on seek.
Kill!
Silver key. Oh, I bet that's the what that journal was talking about.
curses! That's it! That's it! Ugh. That's it!
The still dark waters are reflective as black glass.
Lavaru, be on...
That's pretty sick. Let's see. Sure. Rest again, I guess.
There's a pick, there's a way. It's finished.
The stand rocks unsteadily on its base. It seems that the mechanism is broken. The light rises from the bones as you approach. You have a moment to register the faintest image of a standing figure. Features a blur of mist or smoke before the world tilts. It is as if you have stepped sideways into a new life. You are racing down a flight of stairs, following a weaving circle of torchlight. Your own panting breaths are loud in your ear. Panic in your robes like foul your step, and you nearly stumble before a hand reaches out to grip your arm and steady you, a fellow acolyte who smiles encouragement as you reach the bottom. You run around and past the shallow reflection pool that marks the lowest point of the temple, following the dark shapes of the older priests as they lead the way towards the narrow hall that leads to the vault. You pass one of the torchbearers as you go. The harsh illumination of the flames reveals a familiar face, For a moment, your awareness spans time and identity, and you think Werton has joined you here at the bottom of the temple. In the memory, he glances at you for a moment and then looks past at someone else. I'll come back once they're gone, he says. You're being pressed by the crowd, and his words are growing faint. Just keep quiet. We can't take any chances. Inside the vault, golden relics gleam like welcoming stars. The memory twists, jarring you loose from one moment and plunging you into another like a flung doll. There is only darkness around you now. You think yourself blinded until the knowledge settles onto you like a cloak. The candles have all burnt away. You know now, too, with a sick certainty, that nobody is coming. There is a cracking noise somewhere to your left, a wet slurping gurgle and a ragged sob. You cannot see, and so you cannot know which brother or sister has fallen and which digs after what water a body may provide. You hear in the faint murmuring to your right the familiar cadence of prayer, but you no longer recognize the words. You are too tired to do harm. The thirst is like fire within you. Your tongue is thick in your throat, and every breath is struggling that leeches strength from you. There is a light, they said, at the end of every bout of darkness, but this one does not end. The spirit releases you, and you come back to yourself in pieces. Your vision clears, and the vault around you is revealed once more, cast in muted hues by the sickly illumination of a soul drifting like a fading fog. Fear wafts over the spirit in waves, fraying at your own emotions. That lying bastard. I'll see he pays for this. You feel a lashing coil of anger and fear from the soul before it floats downwards to settle by the remains. It does not move towards you again. You spend a few moments gathering up what you can find of the bones of the priest. It proves a heavy, gruesome burden, but you manage to recover them all. Alright. So the last thing we have to do is go back and kill that one spirit.
Lava will be on seek! Lava will be on seek!
It's too close. Alright, I think that's everything. So now we'll head up to the main part of the cathedral, or temple. I think we've gotten rooms here. As you step over the circle of candles, you hear a rattling clunk from the wall nearby. A door slides open with a grinding rasp of stone. The candles flicker gently as you approach. There is a gap above the altar lined with broken glass where a mirror may have once been set into the wall. The altar itself seems untouched. Layers of dust have fallen upon the stone and dried wax. Snuff a candle. You reach out to pinch one of the burning wicks. Smoke rises in a thin trail from the candle. Nothing else appears to happen. Should probably have done a with this thing.
Hail and well met.
Urchin smiles nervously as you approach. Think I've sorted out the worst of it. Arm's hurting a little less. He hesitates. You were down there a while. Did you find anything? His eyes dart constantly about the ruins. You lied to me. What? Wharton grins uncertainly. I was clear about everything. The risk involved. Is that what you mean? I did say there'd be spiders. And I'll pay you, of course, for the trouble. I will crack your head in two if you lie to me again. Wharton scrabbles fruitlessly at your arms, his eyes wide with shock. Wait, I don't know what you... He inhales sharply, expression twisting. Maybe I knew where you'd find the bodies. Is that it? I'm sorry. Maybe I should go tell Lord Raedric what you've been accusing his people of. Wharton raises a hand, his expression pleading. Wait, no! You can't! They'll kill me! Worse, maybe, it's why I needed your help in the first place. You don't understand. I tried to help them. I did. Every day. Every single day. I went into that temple and I warned them. I told them that they were playing with fire and Raedric wouldn't be patient forever. And every time they'd shrug it off like I didn't know what I was talking about. Like it wasn't costing me coming in to try and help them. I could have been arrested right alongside them. What happened? Raedric sent word he was going to have them arrested, drag them out, lock them up. They wouldn't listen. The Raedric. They'd been reborn if anything should happen. She wasn't afraid. I convinced them to hide at least. They'd have the vault full of old relics, gold and such, I thought. I thought they could hide in there, and once the guards left, they'd have something to sell for passage out of drywood, back to airdrop. But when I told the men that the priest had gone already, they ordered the temple sealed and couldn't get in again. Wharton shakes his head. There was nothing I could do. You could have spoken up, told Raedric the truth. Wharton nods slowly. It would have ruined me, maybe killed me, but I could have saved them. He looks up to you, eyes wet. I did it. I told you the way of it, Wharton says, his voice rough. I told you what happened. Guess it's your turn now to make a decision. I don't know if I want to kill him. I'll go easy on him. You're a coward, Wharton, but that's no crime. Give me my money and get out of my face. Wharton stammers, bewildered. He grasps at his belt in a panic, and finally pulls out a fat coin purse for you to take. The moment it is in your hand, he takes off, scrambling to get away. I should have probably killed him. But I don't do those things. At least not in this playthrough. Alright. So let's see. I thought this guy's the name that they keep saying. Oh, no, it's not. The man smiles broadly. Welcome to our lovely village. That's helpful. Let's see. I don't even know what I have left to do. I guess grayed out ones are completed. So this one, I need to talk with the family at the mill, I think. If I remember correctly, the guys were in the pub or the inn, and then I think I ended up siding with them, but I can't remember.
Hail and well met.
Trumbull nods a curt greeting. You're back. Have you had any luck with Swiner? Guess I could try to refresh my memory with some questions. I had more questions about this whole situation. Trumbull breathes a short laugh. What's to explain? It isn't very complicated. I can't pay top prices for blighted wheat, and I've barely got enough good grain to go around. Swiner's howling after things he has no right to. Seems like a pretty clean story for a messy situation. Trumbull frowns. It's not. He pauses. Look, Swainer's always been a rotten bastard with stories so limited. Maybe I have some good stuff for the people who deserve it. Ulfra, for instance, she's expecting a child. Should I let her starve instead? Do the villagers know about the grain supply? Trumbull looks embarrassed. Some. The innkeeper, for instance. It's better not to worry anyone. I'll be trading for supplies soon enough. If we can just keep things calm until then, we'll be in the clear. The innkeeper? Trumbull winces. I wouldn't drink the ale, is all I'm saying. No more questions. Trumbull nods. Was there anything else? I spoke with Sweener. Trumbull takes a deep breath. And what did he say? He says you're treating the farmers unfairly, raising prices and giving them rotten grain. Trumbull snorts. Of course he does. He's been saying nothing else for days now. The man's delusional. If he wants grain, he'll have to pay for it. Guess I could grab the miller by the neck. If you ever want to breathe again, you may want to reconsider. Trumbull scrambles at your arm, dropping his club and straining for breath. When you relinquish your hold, he gasps and coughs, breathing in raggedly. Fine, fine, damn you. He holds up a hand when his son and daughter move towards you. Enough. You tell that cur I'll get him his grain, and he can have it at the same price as everyone else's pays. And now I'd appreciate it if you got out of my mill. Alright, so I guess we'll go back to the inn. Tell him the good news.
Good day, stranger.
The innkeeper smiles brightly at you. Hello again. Come to rest your feet for a while? Sure thing. Let me see who came by. So this... I'm not sure if I want to actually get new characters like that. But I don't know... I don't know if these named characters stay with you or not.
Welcome.
You again? What is it? What if I told you that Trumbull's changed his mind about his grain prices? The dwarf looks up, blinking. What? You serious? He exchanges a look with his fellows, who grin hesitantly. The old man's listening to reason? About time. I told him if he'd come around. But damn if he didn't take his time about it. He sets a few coppers on the table. Here, buy yourself a drink, now that we can afford it. Goes for you two as well. Drinks on me! Alright. So it looks like I finished all the quests here. I've done this one before. All for, I don't know if I've been there yet. A dear Woodian woman is standing in front of the fireplace, humming a quiet tune to herself, or perhaps to her unborn child, for she is clearly quite pregnant. She turns her head slightly as you enter.
Gods keep you.
Well, finally, I was starting to think. Well, finally, I was starting to think. The woman takes a startled noise once she turns around and sees you. Oh, I'm sorry, I was expecting someone else. She gives you a cautious smile. Can I help you? Nice cat. Alfra smiles brightly. Oh, thank you. She's a sweetheart. Keeps the house clear of mice, too. I just arrived in Gilded Vale. I thought I'd get to know the locals. Were you with one of the caravans? She looks at you hopefully. Master Oedemus, by chance? I was, yes. I'm afraid the rest of the caravan was killed. Alfra covers her mouth with a hand, eyes wide with horror. For a moment she can manage nothing but a strangled, voiceless gasping, her eyes brimming with tears. I knew. I told her it was a dangerous path to take. Caliska was always so certain she could take on any danger. Alfra sniffs. Oh, my poor sister. I'm sorry, stranger. I can't believe she's gone. If only I hadn't called her here. If I had written to her, she might be still alive somewhere. Alfra's face crumples, and a solitary tear slides down her cheek. Let's see. Caliska mentioned that she thought you needed help. Perhaps I can provide some assistance? Alfra looks at you with some surprise before dabbing at her nose with a sleeve. That's kind of you to offer, but I don't know if I could impose this on you. It's not a small favor. Alfra wipes at her eyes. I'm worried about the baby, about the legacy. I told Caliska as much as I could, but all I know is that for a long time now, every child born in Gilded Vale has become soulless, empty. It's happening to so many mothers, and Lord Raedric, he's exiled all of them, calling it a sign of the gods' disfavor. She sniffs. With my Hawthorne gone, I don't know how I'd managed if I lost my home, too. I hoped Caliska could help me. They say Ragna, the old midwife, knows a way to prevent a child from being hollowborn, but she moved south to Angslong's Compass 2 seasons ago. The journey's too far for me. I can't make it as I am, but I don't have anyone else now with Caliska's gone. More tears run down her face. Please, can you help me? Yeah, I'll find Ragna for you. Alfra blinks, eyes wide. You will? Oh, gods bless you. Here, I'll give you coin to pay her with. You wouldn't need trouble yourself with that. I think it's a drink she fashions out of. Well, I'm not so sure, but it shouldn't be long. Or, God, but it shouldn't be too much of a burden to carry back. You've gained 20 copper. Anslog's Compass is what we call the lagoon to the south. You'll have to cross the wilds to get there. That's what keeps me from trying it myself. She clasps her hands together. Thank you again, truly. You'll be saving us both. She sets her hand on her stomach, smiling through her tears. Man, shitty read. This worn, dog-eared book is titled Travels Upon the Kelved Glass Sea. There is an etched illustration of a vast finned Leviathan. When attack scores a hit, it does standard damage and has a standard duration. A grace reduces damage and duration by 50%. A crit increases damage and duration by 50%. Alright, I guess we'll leave. Go this way to Easternwood. It will take you 8 hours to complete your journey from Gilded Vale to Easternwood. Scouting mode is used for two purposes, sneaking and searching. Sneaking may allow you to avoid or gain a tactical advantage against difficult foes. Searching allows you to detect traps and hidden objects. I did not know that. So that's how you view traps. You have to sneak. Strange symbols, as red as rough as scabs, have been carved into some of the trees. East to Raedrick's Hole, west to Gilded Vale.
Lava will be on seek! Lava will be on seek!
They won't see me coming. Bring them down!
Be kind of cool to have the ram horde helmet on the wizard.
How do you do?
Hold, sir, but a moment. A hooded man waits upon the road, clad in a green cloak. He strides forward to meet you as you approach, and at a closer distance his features are revealed for those of a younger man, though lined with weariness. He appears to be favoring his left leg as he walks, and there is a dark stain upon the fabric of his trousers under the knee. Even so, he greets you with a polite bow. I do not know your purpose in traveling this road, friend, but I would warn you against it. He gestures up to the path with a sweep of his arm. For the keep beyond belongs to the tyrant that calls himself Lord of Gilded Vale. Like many tyrants, he has surrounded himself with stronger men and women for fear of retribution. The man smiles thinly. We should all welcome the assistance of a brave fellow such as yourself, but I still think you would fare better with some allies. Who are you? Only a man determined to see Gilded Vale restored to its former glory. There was a time, stranger, when Gilded Vale was worth its name. The crops gleamed like gold, and the village people lived well. And what has become of it now? Whatever caused this blight upon our lands is not the fault of its people. Raedric looks to punish us for crimes we have not committed, and in turn he's blind to his own. I am not, and he will pay for what he has done. I, Klosk, swear it by the flame. Perhaps you could come with me? I sorely wish that I could, but I would only hinder you further. One of Raedric's lickspittles slipped a dagger into my leg before he fell. May he be half so lucky in the next life. He glances down at his wound. But it is not the leg which pains me. We have lost too many to Raedric's defenses, which is why I should turn to you now for assistance. Who is this tyrant you speak of? Raedric. He turns his head to spit upon the ground. He is Raedric the seventh, descended from the great Adrian house and allied with the Deerwood during the Revolution. The Raedrics have been stewards of the Gilded Vale ever since. They were once worthy of their charge, but no longer. The House of Raedric is led by an oppressor, one who believes that he can purge the curse of Waden's legacy from these lands through force and fire. You have seen the tree at the center of Gilded Vale. It has stood there since before the first house was raised, and now it is a testament to Raedric's cruelty. Every week there are more bodies. He shakes his head. We must put an end to it. I can handle any threat on my own. Then perhaps you will fare better than we have. The man's expression grows somber. Listen, there's not much time, and if you would hazard your life for curiosity, perhaps you will do the same for a nobler purpose. Too long has Gilded Vale suffered under Raedric's madness. He would cure Waden's legacy by ensuring that there are none alive left in the village to be afflicted. I fear his own wife, Ygritte, may be at risk. The man has no mercy in him. I would face him myself and put a blade through his rotten heart, but our last attempt proved costly, and Lord Raedric has called for reinforcements. Our time grows short, and in such times I must beg assistance where I can. I go now to gather what allies I have. Brave the keep if you dare. See Raedric into his grave, and Gilded Vale will count you as its savior. The man bows again. May the gods guide your arm. Alright. Let's try it. It will take you 6 hours to complete your journey from Easternhold to Raedric's Hold. Priests are dedicated supported spellcasters, though their spells often have limited range. They almost always affect a group and can provide a myriad of bonuses.
This is the home of the man responsible for those hanging corpses. You don't plan on knocking, do you?
The god fixes a glower on you. You have no business here. Lord Redbrick is not permitting any visitors, merchants, or traveling entertainers. He sneers. Best turn right around. We could just go all out and attack. That would be kind of fun. Looks like you die first. Gardner's eyes widen and he stumbles into a ready position. Alarm! Intruders at the gates! Bum bum! Alright. Oh shit. Damn! I got fucked up. One hit. Well, that was fun. Let's try that again. We'll be more peaceful. Sounds like the volume's not on anymore. I'm here to see Radrick. Step aside. The guard snorts. Are you hard of hearing? He draws his sword. You've got one more chance to turn around. The guards inside won't be half so gentle. Guard. Blah blah blah. I'll be leaving then. Goodbye. So I'm assuming I have to level up before even attempting this. Or there's a way to sneak in. A heavy stench rises from the stagnant waters. Guess we could try taking a look around. Let's, oh, there we go. Sounds back. The castle's bell tower rises up over the walls before you. Thick vines have grown over the outer walls, weaving over and between the stones. The vines span nearly the full height of the wall, curling over parapets. The overgrown vines look fairly sturdy, though it's unclear whether they would bear a person's weight. Far above you, notice a section of the parapets that has fallen away, presenting a gap in the defenses. Let's jump. You get a running start on the bank of the moat and leap, aiming for one of the thicker veins. Your handhold sways, and there is an ominous cracking sound above you, but the vines hold. The tower looms above you. The climb up the keep wall is long and wearying. Aloft begins to lag behind, fatigued, but in time, the top of the wall comes within reach, and you are able to pull yourself up and over. So there was a way around. I wonder if he would be better with a rope. It would make sense. I still feel like I'm gonna get killed. Alright.
That's it!
Maybe they just put the better guard at the gate. Oh, shit.
Let's
I think it's doable. I think I just need to bring him over so I don't get double teamed. But I also think that I maybe should hire some soldiers. Part of me feels kind of low-leveled for this section, but I hate admitting defeat in a way. Like, oh, I should be able to do it. Let's go south. To Mogren's Fork. Seems more accurate on what I should be doing. Somebody inside. Monks have powerful unarmed attacks, but can use any of their abilities with standard melee weapons.
Nice and quiet.
Kill them all. Bring them down.
I mean, come on.
Attack.
That's really weird. To 29. It's weird. That was a lot easier than I thought. bonus. This piece of parchment is torn and flecked with blood and troll spittle. What little of it remains reads, "Worried he may have come to harm. Once I reach Defiance Bay, I will hire guides to take me back to West in safety and see if I cannot find Fulvano. At present, I regret my eagerness to be away from Gilded Vale. It is very dark." Alright. Aw. Poor wolf. The reflection warps and twists in the live, clinging odd. Guess we'll go in the center there. Oh my god, it's a ghost. It's really weird. A statue of Margaret, goddess of war and flame. Dozens of names have been scratched into the stone at her feet, supplicants seeking her blessing. I really need a rest. guess I'll go back to Gilded Vale and rest at the inn. And then I will take a quick break. Actually, let's go into the blacksmith and see if there's any items that are really worth picking up. I have no idea what that word is, but this Amala man is of an impressive build, towering above the countertop. His skin is the dusky blue of a deeper ocean, and his thick arms boast corded muscle. Small ears frame a square-jawed face coated in smeared soot and arcing black tattoos alike. He offers you a broad smile as you approach. Welcome. You're the first new face I've seen in here quite some time. What can I do for you? I guess I could say, is this your shop? That it is. Been here near on 20 years now. Seen all manner of things over the years. Good luck and bad. Tautanu glances at the guard standing watch along the wall, but the Black Hammer Smith remains. What do you have here? You've come to us at a strange time, I'm afraid. The stock's not what it used to be, but we've fine weapons and armor to offer, all forged right here at the Black Hammer. What happened? We just don't have the supplies. Been expecting the next delivery for near on a week now and haven't seen a sign of it. Have to expect they were hit by bandits. The road out east is crawling with them. All my workers ran off with the wagons themselves, maybe to make some coin. Tartano snorts, as if that lot would dare. He's right about the bandits. The dire situation in the villages like this and the exodus to the cities has created far too many opportunities for unscrupulous sorts. Tartano scratches his jaw, thinking. If you happen to be headed that way, maybe you could keep an eye out for a supply wagon, or my shipment at least. They'd be cutting through the Black Meadow, I expect. On a good road for it. As it is, most of our weapons go to his grace Lord Riedrich. Tartano glances at the nearby guard. And that's as it should be, but it doesn't leave much for outsiders. We just don't have the iron. Let's see. I'll find your supplies. Tartano nods. Then you have my thanks. You bring those supplies back and I'll have plenty more to offer you. A discount to start. Oh, and if you find my workers, tell them to hurry it up or they can take up farming instead. The account of Tartano's sales. The pages are nearly empty.
Gods keep you.
Good to see you again. Afraid we're still running low on goods, but you're welcome to take a look at what we have. I'd like to see your wares, please. Of course, you won't find finer anywhere else. Holy shit, that's expensive. Yeah, I don't think I'll be buying anything. Maybe camping supplies. How much are those? 75 copper a piece. Don't really want to sell anything right now. Let's listen to these souls. As you near, you feel a vibrant history contained in the essence of this man's soul. Voices from its past seem to call out to you. You see a group of adventurers surrounded by a crowd of attacking Exoribs. This man is with them, seemingly unconcerned by the battle, even detached from it as he stands in the middle of his comrades chanting, his expression bordering on elation. His voice is powerful and deep, booming out across the combatants as a rich counterpoint to the chaos of their fighting. With every phase, the battlefield changes. His allies glow with a pulsing blue light, freezing the Zorobs that surround them. A blazing pyre erupts from the ground, cutting and burning the creatures and sending them scattering. One of the fallen Zorobs suddenly explodes as three giant grubs crawl from its corpse and attack the remaining enemies. The moment the man continues to chant, thoroughly enthralled in the joy of his moment. Finally, the creatures have been reduced to one. His allies stand back as the man approaches it, still chanting. He removes his hammer and swings it at the Zorob. His phrase ends as the hammer connects with its head, punctuating the spell and bringing his song to an end. As you near, you feel a vibrant history contained in the essence of this man's soul. Voices from its past seem to call out to you. You see a man crouching, surreptitious and alone, a series of untamed shrubs that all hides him from a vision ahead. His eyes are locked on a Delimang? Beautiful and terrible, his eyes half-lidded as she hums. A bird with fantastic blue and orange plumage sits on her shoulder, thrilling gently, and as the man is entranced. Trembling, tentative, he stands, and the tranquility is broken by the bird's startled squawk. The Delimang half smiles, beckoning with twig-like fingers. She does not speak as he approaches. His mouth is dripping sounds of awe and admiration. She waits in coy and tempting. With the agonizing slowness he is before her. Then something changes. She sees something hanging limply from his side and begins to hiss. Fingers suddenly claws, and eyes black with hate. He has no time to reach for his axe or grimoire as she strikes. And just as soon as she strikes, she is gone. The only evidence of her existence, the shuddering wreck on the ground. He grabs at his grimoire, nevertheless, and begins to chant, but the words of magical language of his own imagining, scribbled in a maniacal shorthand, ring hollow, and the silence continues unabated. He turns and shrugs at someone or something, but if there's something there that you do not see. Interesting. I think this is where I'm going to call it for today. Thank you for bearing with my horrible, horrible reading. I will probably continue on. Actually, let me go to the end real quick and rest, and then I'll end it there. But again, thank you for watching. I hope it wasn't too horrible. This is the first time I've tried to read in multiple voices like that. But anyway, it's pretty hard. But the game's awesome. I wish I understood it a little bit better. But I'll do some research and try and learn a bit more about the gameplay. See if I'm doing anything wrong, evidently. I am. So, look into the little nuances of the combat system and see, you know, if I'm missing anything that is outside of me just sucking at this kind of game.
Welcome.
Take a common room, just to rest up. And that's where we'll call it. Again, thank you for watching.